The Off the Grid open beta has been a big hit so far, but there are a lot of questions out there about this game. I've been playing OTG for months now in closed testing, and I know everything there is to know about this game. In my latest Intel report, I answer all the top questions that all you agents out there have been asking me in the comments over and over and over again. It's mission time! Welcome back, agents. Secret Agent Stash here. We are at GIA headquarters, the Gaming Intelligence Agency, bringing you the latest intel on the newest games. Today, I'm answering all of the questions that I've been getting in the comments, and these are good questions that people want to know, and so I'm going to give you an answer to everything that you wanted to know here about Off the Grid that is just been burning. I keep getting these questions time and time again, so this video will answer a bunch of these little small questions you just can't find anywhere else. Let's go check it out. All right, our first question here is about hexes. It's saying, what if you don't extract specifically, but do come in first place? Do you get to keep what you have? Yes, so if you have a hex on you and you win the game, you will get to keep that hex. Now, what I will say is it doesn't show up on the end screen at the end where it shows the rest of the hexes you actually extracted, but if you look in your inventory, you will have that hex. Is there a release date? I get asked this so many times. We don't have a date on the full release with all the different modes and everything else coming. We're in open beta now, probably for the next 2 to 3 months. So look for a release, I would say either late December or early January. How do I access that loadout bit? Well, if you're inside the game, you gotta go to your quick access menu. It's B on PC. You can look at your settings for PS5, but it's called the quick access menu. It's a little bit of a weird name for loadouts, but that's how you access it inside the actual game. And you know the quick way to be able to get that delivery right to you is by using that quick access loadout screen. When you call your personal loadout, do you lose it after dying or do you keep your loadout still? No, if you're in game and someone kills you, your loadout is now gone. You have to go get it again. Now that doesn't mean you lose those items. Anything you're putting in your loadout, you already own in your inventory. That's how the game works. So the next game you have, you'll have that loadout available for you. So you don't lose any items you actually own. But obviously, if someone kills you, they can take your guns, your cyber limbs, whatever you have laying on the ground, no problem. When will Xbox Series S be available for all the buddies? Look, we know that it's going to be coming to Xbox Series S, but Xbox is running behind all the other platforms in testing. So it'll probably be a hot minute before we get Xbox Series S, but we do believe it is coming. The team has kind of talked about this. And I do believe if you're on Xbox X, you're obligated to also be on the S. But I do think that it's going to be a little bit longer before we see S testing. Also, question here is how to transfer Technocore items into the actual game. Right now, it's not possible to do, but it will be in the future. If you don't know, Technocore is the mobile app for Off the Grid. It's a fun little drone flying game, but you can actually earn hexes there and then get items there that you will then be able to use inside Off the Grid. Those are not transferable just yet. We'll probably have to wait until mainnet until they are. Will we get to keep the gun tokens that we're accruing right here during testnet right now? No, when we move to mainnet, when the game launches a full release, the game will be in what we call mainnet for the token and the NFT and the crypto side of things. So the gun token that you're earning right now, it will be wiped as far as we know. So, don't think, oh, I'm going to hoard all this gun token and wait for mainnet and then be sad when it's gone, when it switches over. There's no real good way for them to, I think, transfer those tokens over, but we have heard rumors there will be an airdrop. So keep that in mind. When will we have vehicles in the game? More weapon types? When will legendary category release? What about additional limb types? Release date for the campaign? A lot of questions there. So vehicles will be in the full release. I think we'll see that in the campaign mode, right? Which is basically the 150 player battle royale, where you're doing a campaign and playing the BR at the same time. There'll be more weapon types. They've already added one here recently with the new partisan gun. There will be definitely more weapon types there. We will get legendaries. They are going to be coming. I don't think we'll see them until full release, though. And I'm sure we'll get additional limbs as well. When TGE? This is the same thing as kind of mainnet, right? So when is the token going to go from testnet to mainnet? I think we're probably here in the next 2 to 3 months, we'll see that. I would say, maybe December time, early January. Will it offer an FPS game mode similar to PUBG? I don't think we're ever going to see a first-person game mode here for Off the Grid. I think it's always going to be third-person. And the reason why I think this is because of the way that you move with the jetpack. It would be really, I guess you could do it in first-person, but I think that some of the movement dynamics for the jetpack would make it a little bit harder to play it in first-person. But as far as we know, we are not getting a first-person mode for Off the Grid. How do you melee? He's like, I saw someone do it, but I can't do it. On PC, it's X. So you hit X and you do a little melee. It's not very powerful. You can use it to kind of finish somebody if they're already down. It doesn't even break glass. but it should. What does the rarity for each cyber limb do? Do I get more hook shots? What's going on? So the rarity does make a big difference. It's either going to give you more uses of that limb, or it's going to have a shorter cooldown time. So you'll be able to use it faster, right? It recharges even faster. So that's why it's important to get to those rare or those epic levels, because it's going to be way more effective than just running commons. How do you recharge your shields? People are very confused on how you add new plates back to your body. Well, if you have plates, all you gotta do is hit 4. 4 is your consumable slot. Now, what I will say is if you've picked up Adrenos first, you may see a little needle looking icon. You gotta hold down 4, and then you can select between plates or Adrenos. And then whatever you have, which one's selected, it'll show you the little icon next to your health bar, and then you can press 4 to consume. How do you find the hexes? Well, they're actually pretty easy. You gotta loot like a demon though. They drop in all the loot boxes in the game. So there's 3 different size loot boxes. You can find them in every one of those sizes. They do pop out of every one of those. You can sometimes get them in missions for drone plunder. You can get them in a mission for doing a hex vault. Right, that's a special mission that allows you to unlock a hex right there. Or sometimes you can even find them on the ground. I've seen them spawn on these little pads that are just sitting around the map in random locations, and there'll just be a hex sitting there. So, you can try all these different methods for getting a hex. And if you don't find one right away, sometimes you just might not be in a drop where the hex is spawned in a plentiful area. So it definitely are areas that I go into a map and man, we hit 3 or 4 or 5 hexes in the same area, and then I go to another part of the map at another drop, and there's nothing. And it's very random, but you'll know when you get a hot drop when you see it, and they just keep popping out. If one person on your team finds a hex and they decode it, does everyone in the squad get it? Yes! That's one of the coolest things. It's not just the ones you personally put in. It's a squad-based game, so any hexes you guys extracted, everybody on the team gets that hex, which is really cool. It means that if you got your team out there just ripping and you're kind of carrying you're gonna still get some of these cool hexes pulled out. Well, there you go, agents. These are some of the top questions that I kept getting on my YouTube channel over on X. If you guys aren't following me on X, make sure you go follow me there. Or over on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch almost every day. Follow me there as well. And if you have more questions, put them in the comments below. I'll try and answer them too. Hopefully this was helpful to people, getting this all in one video real quick so you can see some of the most popular questions answered for Off the Grid. That's all we have for today, agents. As always, this briefing never happened. Secret Agent Stash, over and out.
Secret Agent Stash. Secret Agent Stash.